Here I am showing up. Thank you guys for showing up today. Drop in the comments where you're coming in from. And if you're watching live, or maybe you guys catch this later on the replay, I'm just making sure we're on all the platforms. Anyway, let me know where you're watching from. Beautiful fall day here. I'm in Oklahoma today, headed back to Kansas tomorrow. And oh my goodness, we have some huge, exciting announcements happening. But first of all, good morning. Good morning. Hi, Amy. Hello, everybody. So I want you guys to grab a notebook and a piece of paper today, because we're going to go down a little rabbit hole, and not a rabbit hole, but we are going to do some self-check today. And I'm super excited about this. Some of you know I'm an energy nut. My husband is a frequency freak, and it really is real. Like what you're manifesting, people think manifesting is something hard to do. Some people pray every day and they're like, I know God's got this and I surrender it. And they have peace, right? They have peace. They go about their day. Some people are like, oh, they're so positive about everything. No, they're protecting their peace because they could go down the rabbit hole, but they know what happens when you do. So I just want to do a quick exercise with you all today. This is going to be a little different. If you came here for motivation, my question to you would be, why do you show up here every week for motivation? And then either things change or they don't change, but you're right back here. Like if I was giving you an antibiotic to fix an infection, but the infection never went away, would you start to question the antibiotic, right? So let's just troubleshoot this. You know what to do. You show up every Saturday, you get your motivation. Are you doing the right things long enough consistently to where you could actually experience a breakthrough, or do you just stay stuck? So if you know somebody right now, let me adjust my camera here a minute. If you know somebody right now that's stuck, I want you to tag them in this broadcast, because I really do believe by the end of today, you're going to have an aha moment like you've maybe never had. And some of you are going to be like, is that really true? Don't take my word for it. I want you to try it for yourself. And I just want you to see what happens in your life as a result of what we're about to do today. So welcome, everybody. Hopefully you have a pen and paper. If not, you should go grab one, because I am about to blow your mind. And when I first heard this, I remember looking at my husband like, is that really true? Like, do you really believe that? And, at first I thought Dave was a little woo-woo, but, when we first started dating, I'm just going to look and see if I have my favorite book here. Everybody knows my favorite book. I take it everywhere I go. Well, the Bible, obviously, but the Bible is above my head. So I read daily devotionals that kind of break it down, like a learning version, a student version, if you will, because I'm a C student. I'm not that person that understands Greek and all of the Hebrews. And like it, sometimes I'm just like, what did that just say? Would you break that down in layman terms for me, right? But no matter what book I have read, Think and Grow Rich, Richest Man in Babylon, The Magic of Thinking Big, The Strangest Secret, like those were probably the first 4 big ones that I read. The Go-Giver, incredible book. The Traveler's Gifts, incredible book. Do you know, everybody thinks these great philosophers are so amazing. Even if you think about Jim Rohn and everything that he ever taught, every single one of them, these founding fathers of personal development, they always based it on things they read in the Bible. So some people, they struggle with the fact that, oh, there's all this stuff that's like new age and, it's arguing with the Bible. It's based on what you believe. But I will tell you, I have a deep, deep, deep rooted faith in my Savior. And I've never, ever questioned that. But my own personal development, my own mental, my own belief in myself, in my ability to actually deserve and co-create with my Savior, with my God, with my Creator, with my Lord, whatever you want to call it. If you want to call it your universe, Go call it your universe. But I will argue that we all came from a creator who said, I know every hair in her head. I know everything that's going to happen in her life. I knew it before she was born. She chose this, right? So if you do believe that, drop in the comments if you believe that, because we all learned that since the day we were born. If we ever went to church, Sunday school, whatever, maybe you didn't. Maybe you don't believe that. I'm not going to say that you're wrong. I'm not going to argue with you, but I know what I believe. And if it's true that he knew every hair in my head and he knew what I would have happen in my life, I want you guys to think about this. Then why do we keep battling every single day what's happening and not just find a way? Why wouldn't we just find a way to feel good? And think about our vibrational energy and the match. So I want to tell you guys a quick story. I was very insecure. I felt like I had endured, I would play the victim card that I was this girl that had a horrible childhood. Although looking back, I'm so grateful for it. It was not horrible. I learned a lot from the discipline. I learned a lot from the abandonment. I learned a lot from the things that were said to me. I learned a lot from the things that were done to me. I learned a lot from the things I watched my mom go through. And it created me to be a girl that could go live on a Saturday morning and tell you, you are not your past. You've got to let go of that emotional baggage so you can experience a breakthrough, so that you aren't the girl that you keep talking about. You could experience a breakthrough and actually step into a higher frequency, if you will, a higher vibration, if you will, of abundance, of attraction, of I deserve, I am worthy, I am enough, I can do, I can be, I can have, I can co-create, I can pray and know that it is done. It is done. It is happening. The universe, God, your creator, your Lord and Savior, however you're saying it. Let me tell you guys this. God doesn't listen to you and go, nope, she prayed that wrong. I'm not going to hear it. He's your father, for God's sakes. How many of you have a rebellious daughter and you keep thinking like, if she would just get her shit straight, this is what she could have and be and do? Because I'm telling you guys, I'm sure my creator, I'm sure my Lord and Savior every day says, when she quits trying to do this the wrong way, all her way, trying to be mad, trying to be sad, trying to get even, keeps being resentful, keeps being rebellious, like all the things, right? As soon as she stops, she's going to see it doesn't have to be that hard. And I have read, I have studied, I have prayed, I have been to all the seminars, I got all the books, all the tapes, all the things. One day I had this aha moment. And I want to share with you this aha moment that I had. Some of you have heard this story 100 times. Some of you haven't heard this story, but I was a girl that carried a lot of shame. I was a girl that carried a lot of blame. I was a girl that wanted to play the victim and say, because of what my dad did, because of how my mom and dad were, because of how this happened, I didn't get to go to college. Because my grandpa remarried and my grandma died and the whole college fund got sucked up by some new wife, I didn't have the funds that my grandma left for me. I couldn't go to college, right? I wanted to be mad. Oh my gosh. And then Dave and I got married and we both had dads that had left our moms our senior years. I love my dad. Dave loves his dad. But let me tell you the rabbit hole we used to be in. We wanted to be mad. We wanted to be sad. We wanted to discuss it all the time. Like, why would this happen? Why would they do that? We wanted to hate. We wanted to be angry. We wanted to get together with other people in the family and talk about it and discuss it. And I just want you guys to think, what are you talking about? What are you discussing? What are you feeling? What are you numbing? What are you trying to not feel? With whatever you're doing to not feel it. Some just go scrolling. Some go watch a Netflix series and binge. Some go fishing. Some go shopping. Some go hunting. Some go they cheat, they drink, they lie, they smoke, they hurt other people. Like everyone's doing whatever they have to do to feel or not feel, right? So my thing was work. Oh my goodness. I mean, I was a 16-year-old girl and I had two waitress jobs. I would go to work at 6, get off at 2, leave the Russell Inn, drive to the Boot Hill Cafe, work 2 to 10, get off at 10, go to my mom, see what I could do to help with the kids. It was insane. Then I was like, on the weekends, I'm going to start a dance school in my basement. So then I was waitress in the morning, waitress at night, dancer. And then I was like, we could breed puppies. And then I was like, I'm going to be a dog breeder too. And then I was like, I think I'm going to do network marketing too. And I think I'm going to do craft shows on the weekends. And I would just numb myself because being busy working meant I didn't have to feel. And then I became a mom, right? And I want you guys to think about this. Your past does not determine your future unless you feel it every single day. So when you have those feelings and emotions and you don't know how to control them, all of a sudden, I'm a young mom. I have 2 babies. I have 1 on the way. And I start to look at Dave and I, and we're doing the exact same thing. So busy just making a living, we're not making a life. Passing each other in the hallway. It's like deja vu. I mean, my mom and dad had so many businesses. They were so busy making a living, there was no time to make a life. And my dad came from an abusive stepdad and a dad that passed away and a brother that committed suicide and a ton of anger and deep, deep rooted guilt and shame and blame and resentment and jealousy of, my dad had 5 little stepbrothers and sisters that randomly appeared, right? And so looking back on this guy that I had so much anger towards, I was not mature enough to understand it was all part of my story. So then Dave and I are married and now we have 3 children. And I want you guys to think about this. The past doesn't have to create itself. Communication, therapy, personal development, energy healing, like you've got to heal the bad energies that you have. And one day, I remember when Dave and I were newly married, he wanted to go to this men's retreat. It used to be called Promise Keepers. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It was called Promise Keepers. And then, so he went with all the men and they went to a men's retreat and there was like Benny Hinn and all these amazing Christian, kind of like, in the ones that I would think of would be like Billy Graham, but back then it was someone different. Anyway, Dave went with all the guys and I stayed in a log cabin with 3 or 4 women that were old enough to be my mom or grandma. And they were doing their own like women's retreat, right? And I remember that weekend, you guys, it was the first time that I ever really talked about all the things that had ever happened in my life because I was afraid to ever tell anybody because what would they think of me? What would they say? So I always just pushed all of those emotions down. And I'm telling you guys, it was amazing what happened. I was thinking about it this morning and I was thinking about the women's centers that I dream of building. And I was thinking about having a circle of women all together and just being able to release that and let it go. And then I was like, why do I have to wait till I have a women's center? Like, why do I have to wait to have a diamond retreat or a couples retreat or a generic, weekend where we all get together? What if we could all just do it right now, right? So I want you guys to imagine that we're sitting around a campfire. We're in a cabin in the woods. There's rain on the leaves. The leaves are falling. There's a deer outside. I just want you guys to go with me for a minute. Anybody want to guess what's in my cup? Because there is a new flavor coming and I am like bursting at the seams to tell you what it is, but I can't tell you yet. But let's just say that we're all sitting around the fire. I don't know what we're sipping. Maybe we're drinking coffee. I'm drinking Rise. You just don't know what flavor it is. And we're all sitting around and we're visiting and we're saying, how did I get to this life? Like, how did I get to where I'm at right now? And I'm going to tell you guys, you co-created it. And I know you're so mad at me right now. You're going to be like, I do not deserve this. I did not create this. This is not me. Blah, 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 blah. It's not fair. They did it to me. I would have money if they didn't take it. I would have the house if he didn't leave me. I would have the car if my dumb, stupid boss. Like, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing because I used to do this. And then I realized it's me. I took personal responsibility for the vibration that I was feeling. And I said, I'm not going to be that girl anymore. I'm not going to be that girl anymore. All the generational stuff stops with me. It's done. Like, I'm going to have an incredible marriage. I'm going to be all love. I'm going to develop trust. I'm going to plant seeds in my children of deep faith, deep belief in themselves, confidence, not a low self-esteem like I grew up with. I'm going to sow into them like, oh my gosh. And I just knew, like, this stops with me. Some people call it generational curses. Some people call it bad karma, whatever you want. Here's the promise that I was taught. It doesn't matter what you did. It doesn't matter what's ever happened in your life. You prayed one simple prayer. You were forgiven for everything. You laid it all at the cross. And you don't have to believe like I believe. I don't want to offend anyone. So like if you're not a believer, you don't have to be a believer. But I'm reading a great book. My daughter, Brooklyn, told me to get this. In fact, it came across a cart that she could pick one book. And she doesn't have a lot of freedom right now, right? But this book literally, it's like it can set you free because the source of your strength comes from letting go of all the baggage, all the emotional baggage, everything that's ever happened in your past, and really believing that you can experience peace. Now, I want you guys to write down the word peace on your paper. And I'm going to ask you a question because peace is the most important thing we're trying to get to, right? Peace looks like something different to everyone. I mean, above peace would be enlightenment. So I'm not sure I can take you all the way to enlightenment, but I think I could help you get to peace. What would have to happen in your life for you to experience peace? And this cannot have anything to do with anyone else because I used to say, if I just had a husband and a family and someone loved me, I would have peace. Oh no, it didn't stop there. Now I say, if my children were just happy and healthy and they were all around me and we were just a close, happy family, oh, that would be the ultimate lottery for me, right? But see, that has a condition on it. That's having a condition that my kids are healthy, that my kids are happy, that my kids are all around me doing good. No, this is a happiness and you co-creating the life of your dreams it's an inside job. It doesn't have anything to do with what's going on outside. It's an inside job. Happiness, peace, health, everything. It's an inside job. A lot of people don't understand this. So I want to drop on the comments, if you're watching this, on your piece of paper, I want you to write on a scale of 1 to 10, how much peace do you have in your life? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you feel absolute peace? And let's be honest with each other, because if it's a 2, then we're going to do the work. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much joy do you have in your life? Like, how much just absolute joy and laughter? You know, when the laughter goes, the relationship goes. When the laughter goes, the marriage goes. When the laughter goes, your health goes. Like, laughter and joy and just complete happiness, it's very, very important. And some people have been living in a just complete low vibration for so long that it's like blame and worry and overwhelm and pessimism and just complete fear, hatred, greed. They just want what's theirs, right? Frustration, anger, jealousy, guilt. Guilt it's one of the lowest. So we want to get to peace and we want to get to joy and we just want to have enlightenment. Like, you're going to get to this point where you're like, wow, this is amazing. And when you get there, everything else in your life is going to get better. But you've got to get there and it takes work. Acceptance. How much acceptance do you have? This is where you just go, okay, I'm going to allow them to be how they are. See, for a long time, I used to try to change everything and everybody around me. I was a control freak, and I would be like, they shouldn't do that. They shouldn't drink. They shouldn't smoke. They shouldn't cheat. They shouldn't lie. They shouldn't fight. They shouldn't do drugs. They should be in church. They didn't come to the meeting. Like, they shouldn't eat that. They shouldn't. And for a long, 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 long time, I let everybody around me, what they did, be my job to try to change that. And I want to be loved. That was my biggest struggle. Like, I needed to be loved. It was a need of mine, and contribution is a need of mine. So I was constantly contributing, and I was constantly trying to get love back, and I was expecting me and everyone around me. And then one day I realized my expectations were creating all of my disappointments because I was expecting me out of other people. Other people aren't going to be a mom like me. Other people aren't going to be a daughter like I am. Other people aren't going to be, I mean, my daughters are amazing, but I'm just using this as an example. You would say, why would she do that? What would you expect her to do? That's the person that she is. Now, I would say, how can my daughter miss Christmas? My daughter was laying on a floor shooting a needle in her arm and didn't even know it was Christmas. And I was expecting her to get up, do the right thing, love me, be there. And I was so hurt. Like, how could she do that to me? And I want to tell you guys something. It wasn't about me. Hadn't been about me since the day she was born. It was her journey. It was her life. It was her lesson to learn. It was her pain to endure. It was her battle to fight. And now when we talk, like, to think that Brooklyn suggested the last two books we read and the movie we watched last night. Side note, let me just do a little advertisement. Now, my daughter Callie's on here and she's probably laughing because I've only watched like 4 movies in my whole life. And my kids would joke when they were growing up, like, oh my gosh, mom watched a movie. Now that's all she's going to talk about because she's never watched a movie before. And now she's going to tell everyone that you got to go watch the movie. It's true. So Callie could tell you the 4 movies that I've watched that I talked about all the time because I thought they were the greatest movie ever. And we laughed and we had so much fun. But I'll tell you guys, Brooklyn's been telling me she watched this movie and I need to watch this movie because me and dad are going to laugh so hard. I bet she told me 7 times. And you know, it takes 7 or 8 times of someone not asking or asking you before you buy. Like, it takes 7 or 8 times of someone telling you something before it actually sinks in. But every weekend I'll be like, okay, we're going to watch it. We're going to watch it. We're going to watch it. Never watched it. And this week I had a goal. I told Dave, like, what if we watched it? And then when Brooklyn called, I had something to talk to Brooklyn about because I actually watched the movie she told me to watch. So I'm reading the book she told me to read, life-changing book. I watched the movie she told me to watch. I have not laughed that hard since I took Brooklyn and Callie to see Glee, and they met the guy backstage that was the Gleek of all Gleeks. And we were in Cincinnati, Ohio. And then we went to a movie. I think Callie was like 7. I was mortified. I took her to the movie Bridesmaids. And I remember we laughed so hard and I was like trying to cover her eyes. I was like, this is not happening. Oh my gosh. I brought my daughter to a movie that's not child appropriate. We laughed so hard. The thing I remember about it, they were fighting through the whole movie. I literally wanted to beat their little butts, but it was so funny. Like, gas passing laughter, if you've ever laughed that hard. Well, last night, Dave and I could not stop thinking about his mom. We could not stop thinking about my mom. We could not stop thinking about our dads. We could not stop thinking about our siblings, our children, like everything about the movie. We were laughing so hysterically hard. We were like, this is not happening. And we watched the movie Book Club. Now, any of you that have an older parent that you've been a caregiver for, any of you that are young and you're like, my parents are getting older, we probably should take care of them. Any of you that are old and you're like, I'm 75, I have no desire to date a man, whatever. Oh my gosh, Dave and I laughed so hard. And I'm telling you guys this because we had a heavy week. Like, how many of you had a stressful week? You had a lot of stress. You were showing up. You were at work. You were on a Zoom. You were taking the call. You were fixing the kid. You were doing the diaper. You were making the bottle. You were getting the laundry done. You were in rush hour, whatever. And then you get home and you're just like tense. You're just like, right? That is low vibration. When you laugh, when you have joy, when you just let it go and you're literally just like, I can't even believe this is happening, laughter, it is a different frequency, right? So here's what happened for Dave and I last night. We put all the work aside. Actually, I was so sick. And I think it was energy. I think it was literally energy, guys. Energy is everything, and everything is energy. And when you have too much low vibration, your body gets sick. When you have high vibration, emotions, thoughts, feelings, everything is abundance. So in 1996, Dave and I had really low vibration. In 1997, we had really high vibration. 96, we were bankrupt. 97, we were financially experiencing a lot of freedom. 2001, we had devastation, we had anger, we had grief, we had guilt, we had blame. We had so much trauma in 2001. And then we identified that. It took work. We worked through it. By 2006, we earned $1 million in 90 days. Now, what's the difference in 2001 and 2006? And I'm going to tell you this, and you can argue with me, but some of you are going to have to be wrong, because energy is everything, and everything is energy. And your thoughts and your feelings and your prayers are vibrational, and they attract exactly what you're putting out. So if you've ever read the book, The Go-Giver, it's amazing. It's a great gift if you want to get it for your team. It's an incredible book. I have it right here on my shelf. What you give out, you will be matched, right? So I can tell you 100 times in my life where this has happened. I was engaged. I was in a horrible relationship. I was praying. I wrote a letter to God. I literally wanted to end my life. I was so sad. I was so beat down and low vibrational. And I literally got on my knees and said, God, like, I can't do this anymore. Literally, an angel showed up in a pair of sneakers on crutches, literally broken on his mom's couch, called for a haircut, and Dave Pitcock literally changed the trajectory of my life. Wasn't what I was expecting. Didn't come dressed as I thought it would be dressed. Didn't have the personality I thought I would marry. Had no background like I thought I wanted. Nothing. Absolute joy, love, peace, happiness, God, faith, like all the things, right? So when I look at my timeline, 1971 to today, 54 years, biggest lesson in my life: surrender it all. Surrender it all, every single bit of it. It didn't happen to you, it happened for you. None of it was bad. It's your thinking that makes it so. And it brought you exactly to this day where you are right now, so that you could be more, do more, have more, accept more. Here's the thing. Most of you are not very good at receiving. Most of you are not very good at receiving. And so what you're putting out, what you're expecting, it is what's going to come back. And the minute that you change this, everything in your life is going to change. Everything in your life is going to change. So I want you to try this. I'm not going to pray with you here. You're all going to think I'm a whack job, but I would pray with you if you called me, because I want to tell you this. Some people just don't know how to pray, so they don't do it. I have this little book, and it helps me every day. I got it on Amazon. Command the Morning. And I pray over my business. I pray over the people in my business. I pray over my family. This one's for business owners, but you can get it for a lot of different things. But You literally command the morning and then you release it. You know, like I'm going to attract exactly what God's plan is in my life. I'm here for it. I'm going to receive it. I'm worthy of it. It's happening. It's finished. It's done. Go about your day with peace. Quit trying to control everything, everyone, and wonder why would they do that? Okay, I'm not talking to them now. I'm not even talking to them. I'm going to reprimand them. I'm not going to recognize them. I'm going to ignore them. Like, here's the thing. God's bringing into your life exactly what you need to go from where you're at to where you need to be. And what you have to realize is you can be the light. And when you bring value, you match energy, you're going to elevate your income, your health, your own enlightenment, your own team, your own brand. I'm watching it right now. I'm watching a person, a bunch of people. I'm watching a lot of different trends happening in our industry. And I will tell you this from experience. 2017, I left a company mad. It was wrong. I was mad. I was resentful. I was going to get even. Oh, my mother-in-law would say every day, we need to expose them. And I would be like, no, we're not going to expose them. I swear to God, it was part of the reason why she got sick. Because that year she got so sick, her entire body was filled with cancer. And they told her she had 45 days to live. We were fighting a battle. We were in a legal battle. These people were wrong. She thought they were the most evil. Even when you look at election years, she would get so angry about the election. That lady is the devil. Oh my God. Like, I can hear her talking. And we would have these conversations. And then I could almost see the reflection happening in her health. Like chapter after chapter after chapter. And one day I remember Dave being with his mom saying, like, Mom, why are you holding on to that emotional baggage? Like, I forgave them and I'm the one that it happened to. Why are you still mad? And she was like, I don't know, but I want to get well. So I'm not going to hang on to that anymore. And only her sister, who is the prayer warrior of all prayer warriors, could get into her head that she had to forgive, that she had to release, that she had to let go. And no matter what you read or who you learn from or what their beliefs are, it all has the same foundation, right? We all are a child of the Most High God. I mean, not all philosophers believe the same things, but this is pretty much in stone, no matter what church you're going to, right? We were all created equal. We're all going to vanish and be nothing. Our souls are going to live on forever, but not this body, right? And we look at things that do not matter with so much value, and we give them so much energy, and we idolize the craziest crap, and we get so upset about things that have nothing to do with what? Our inner peace, that we actually sabotage the very things that God's trying to bring into our life with our energy, with our thoughts, because every thought's a prayer and every prayer is answered. So I want you to write down the most low vibrational states. And I want you to look at these as a warning sign. Like, do you really want to be sick? Because if you do, stay there. And these are the warning signs of you being so low vibrational that it affects every organ in your body, your brain, your gut, your colon, your lungs, your respiratory system, your heart, your liver, your pancreas, your muscles, your joints. Like, everything in your body is affected by every thought that you have. And these are the lowest of all low vibrations. Write these down. Anger. One anger outburst literally affects, it's like sending a signal to every organ in your body, because this runs this, right? Anger, blame, frustration, greed, hatred, lack, overwhelm, pessimism, worry. I want to tell you guys something. And this is a confession for me. In 2017, my oldest daughter was in trouble. She was in the news. My company was completely corrupt that I was a part of, and I was making 120,000 a month. I had a child in college. All of a sudden, they stopped paying us. My daughter was in trouble. I closed a business that her and I started together that was wildly successful, and she was only 21. I was battling people in a legal battle, and my mother-in-law had 45 days to live. This all happened in 90 freaking days. I just want you to know, 90 days, the world just came crumbling. Money gone, daughter gone, mother-in-law dying, legal battle. Like, this was my reality. And I got sucked into the drama. I hated these people. Have any of you ever hated someone? I don't anymore. I love them. I forgive them. They're amazing. I pray for them. It's surrendered. But at the time, it was tough. Like, I had to see crap on social media. This lady posted about my family. It went viral. Like, she attacked my daughter. I was like, oh my God. Like, I literally felt like I met a demon. Like, I had never been so hurt in all my life. And I was like, what kind of person could even do this? Guys, I wouldn't sign up for that class, because here's what I did. I tried to figure it out, and I thought I was going to get even. And I thought I would go start a new company with that emotion, and that I could go build something so much bigger, and I was going to show them. And it didn't matter. There was a guy that I met. He literally started Fiji water. Like, this guy was billionaire of billionaires, right? I thought, this is it. I can do it all. But I started, write this down. I started a new business on an emotion that was a low vibration. Take notes. I had a huge network. I had incredible skills. I was wildly talented. I was an author. I could speak. I could sell. I could train. I was young. My health was amazing. The whole world loved me. They knew I was a victim. They were like, Barb, we love you so much. We can't believe anybody would do this to you. Let's go. But my emotions were low vibrational. And let me tell you guys, it wouldn't have mattered if we had started Tesla. It wouldn't have mattered if I invented an iPhone. It would not have mattered if I had clinical studies, the best doctor, the greatest product. My vibration was low, and I had pessimism. I had overwhelm. I had worry every day of my life about my child. I had hatred to these people that had done me wrong. I don't know that I ever have had greed, but greed is one of those low vibrations where you like, I'm going to get my fair share. I don't think I've ever had that in my life. I give away too much, if you want to know the truth. I had frustration because I was trying to control things that couldn't be controlled. I had blame and I had anger. And one day I realized, when that company with a billionaire was bouncing checks, was in legal battles, was not working, I knew it wasn't going to work. One day I literally got on my knees with my friend Maxandra, and I repented. Like, Lord, forgive me for the emotions that I had. I forgive them, forgive me. I released it. And that day I said, I'm never doing direct sales again in my life as long as I live. True story. And you guys, I learned so much that you can't give someone anything that they don't have. I want to give you guys the wisdom to know the difference. The high vibration that you need to be successful. You can make millions of dollars. You can attract the man of your dreams. You can be completely healed and healthy of anything. Cindy's disease with 45 days to live went into remission, 1,500 count cancer cells to 0. No cancer in her body. And I'm telling you guys, we watched Dave's dad do it in the last 2 years. His mom did pass many, many years later. And the same month, his dad was diagnosed. And they told him he had a year to live. He would have died last December if they had their way. In December, they said, he should be in hospice right now. 0 markers, 0. Now, I'm not promoting a product that did this, although we are health nuts. What I'm going to tell you is this. Energy is everything, and everything is energy. And the feelings that you have will make you sick, keep you sick, make you broke, keep you broke, screw up your relationships, ruin your mind, like everything about it. It's you poisoning your own self with your thoughts, because thoughts are things and they all carry a vibration. Even this cup is nothing but things vibrating to make it a cup. This is energy. It's not a cup, it's energy. Well, it is a cup. I know some of you are like, Barb's lost her dang mind, but I will tell you, everything I drink, everything I eat, everything I say, everything I read, everything I watch, everything I hear, everything I do, it's all connected with energy. And if you want to get in a high vibrational state where you don't sabotage the customers you're trying to attract. How do you attract customers into your business? You say, God, I'm so grateful for everything I have, even if it's nothing. I know that you're going to bring the right people into my life. I'm going to bring them so much value. I'm all love. I'm all hope. I'm all joy. I'm all forgiveness. I'm optimistic. I have passion. I have purpose. I believe. I love. I forgive. I don't hate. I don't gossip. I don't care. I let it go. I let it all go because I want to step into this new chapter where I'm enlightened, which is the highest, right? I'm authentic. I have peace. I surrender it all and I want to move forward. I'm tired of being stuck. This past emotion that you can't break through, and I see my friend Kim on here. She's like the expert at this. She can literally help people break through anything. That is her entire life coaching business, right? Kim Guillory, she's amazing. But I met her at a 10X Ladies event, and I was sitting in the front row with her 5 years ago when I was literally fighting these battles of my life. Like, how did I get to where I'm at right now? And I'm telling you guys, people come into your life for a reason. Out of 5,000 women at that event, I was seated next to Kim. I was literally seated next to Kim. And she was like, yeah, you got to let that shit go. And I was like, I know. Who are you? Right? The minute that you let it go, it's like being in water, that you're trying to tread water and keep your head above water, but you have this thing around your leg. What he did to you, what she did to you, what's not fair. You trusted them. It's not right. And you're going to get even. And it's sad. And you're mad. And you blame. And like, or you feel guilty because you made a wrong business decision that cost you everything. Or you feel shame because you can't believe that you were in a bankruptcy, or that you lost the house, or that you cheated on the spouse, or whatever it is. Those are so low. And you guys, this is the scale. I will, well, actually just comment scale, and I'll send you the exact scale of emotions. But here they are. There's the alpha, the omega, right? Shame is the lowest vibration on the entire scale. How many of you are dealing with shame? Guilt is just above that. Like, these are right above death, right? They're right above death. That's how bad it is. Apathy. That was me in 2018. I just didn't really give. I'm not going to say it. I didn't care. If you can put that in the lowest of don't cares, just don't give a dang. Grief. How many of you are going through grief? Shame is a 29. Guilt is a 30. Apathy is a 50. Grief is a 75. Fear is 100. How many of you are scared right now? The whole damn world is scared because they're watching the news. Most of it is fake. Most of it is fabricated. Most of it is about money. I don't trust any of them. I don't care who you love and who you hate. Just quit drinking the Kool-Aid, because your economy and who gets president, I'm going to tell you this right now, it's going to piss most of you off. It has nothing to do with your financial future and what you could do with your own vibrational energy. Stop watching it. Nothing you do has anything to do with how those people are going to act. You can't control them. You cannot control them. I've been in business with people or trusted people before that I wanted to believe something so strongly that I literally would get angry if anyone said anything bad about them because I wanted to be in that camp. I wanted to be in that company. I wanted to be that brand and I wanted to hate the other brand. I'm watching these grown ass adults act like fifth graders on the playground fighting over the tetherball. Don't even get me started. Let me get back on track. Fear is something the whole world has right now because all they do is watch the freaking news and program their brain that we're all going to hell in a handbasket. And oh my gosh, if this person gets it, you're up, you're gloom and doom. Might as well move to a new country. Oh, I can't wait till it's over. Envy, 125. Envy is a 125. Anger is a 150. Pride, it's so low, guys. It's 175 if you're full of pride and ego. Courage, we're getting up there. The courage to know I need to change, that's big. 200. Neutrality, 250. That's me. I'm neutral. I don't care. I do not care. I'm not getting all worked up about it. My health is worth more. I want to live to see my granddaughter get married and have children. I'm not going to argue with you all. I'm going to be neutral. I love you all exactly how you are. I surrender it. I don't care what anyone else does. I cannot control them. I absolutely cannot control them. The minute that I became neutral, I'm not going to get worked up. I'm not going to get upset. I'm going to pray for them and say, what must have happened to that person for them to be that way? And I'm going to practice the art of allowing, where I allow them, even if I think they're an idiot, I allow them to be an idiot. I don't try to make an idiot not be an idiot. I don't try to make a liar not lie. I don't say, why would he do that? He's criminal. No, I just let him be how he is. He's not me. I don't have to get worked up about it, get my scale low because of what I see somebody on TikTok going viral doing. I don't want to, I know it's news, guys. I know it's news and I know you're bored, but this is what my husband would repeat that Jim Rohn used to say. There's free food in the dumpster, but you don't have to go get it. Like you don't need the energy or the vibration of that. Let's talk about the high stuff. Willingness. Are you willing to learn? Acceptance, 350. Reason, 400. Love, 500. Joy, 540. Peace, 600. Enlightenment, 700 plus. I hope you guys feel enlightened. I want to tell you something. I surrendered everything and things were bad. Things were bad. 2 years ago, I had so much grief. I was a caregiver for my mother-in-law. My daughter was shooting heroin and fentanyl and laying on a bathroom floor. Wouldn't even open the door when I went to the rental house. I would bang on the door. I would leave a coffee every day. I wrote notes. I would take a feather, a book, a coffee. I would drive by the house to see if the car moved, if the lights turned on. I knew she was literally dying. There was nothing I could do. Nothing. As a mom, that sucked so bad. Until one day, I had to surrender it. I went to a wedding with my daughter, Callie, in Mexico. It was a beautiful day. Decided to take some time for myself and go to the spa. I came out of the spa to 53 text messages that my oldest daughter was in an ambulance and she was blue. They thought she was gone. They were trying to bring her back to life. Fentanyl overdose. I'm not ashamed of this, guys. Just know there's no shame over here. God had a plan in my life. He had a plan in my life. I had buried my mother-in-law. My daughter was living in Germany. My other daughter was blue in an ambulance. And my son was 1,500 miles away with my 4 grandkids that I miss every day. Had no idea this little granddaughter that was just born had a rare condition called low tone. They said she would never walk. She would never talk. She would never crawl. You guys, I understand that I cannot control anyone around me, what they do, what they think, how they act, what they say, the habits they have. I've learned enough times watching people I love get sick, watching businesses I love fail, watching relationships that have so much sabotage everything they have. This is what I do. I find a way to find my own peace. I pray, I meditate, I forgive, I do not blame, I do not shame, I do not worry. I do for a minute, but then I stop myself. And over the last year, I surrendered everything and I said, this must be God's plan for my life. How can I bring value? How can I be all love? How can I not judge the addict? How can I not judge the people around me that betray me, that lie, that steal? You guys, in the industry that I'm in, I'm watching a person that just launched a company do the same thing I did in 2017 when I left a company mad. I wanted to get even. I wanted to do all the things. Guys, I'm older, I'm wiser. I learned my lesson. I'm all love. I don't care what company you are in. It has nothing to do with what God's going to do in my life. I don't care what political party you are. I love you just how you are, even if I think you're right or wrong. I don't care what drug you do. I don't care what alcohol you drink. I don't care if you're loyal or if you lie. I don't care if you cheat or if you steal. I know that you can be forgiven. And I know that there is an amazing life out there for you when you do what I did and you get on your knees and you repent and you say, God, I surrender it all. I'm not you. I'm going to get off the throne, respectfully let you go do your job. I'm just going to keep being me. I love you all. I forgive you. I'm sorry if I've ever done anything that made you feel low vibration. Please forgive me. I want you to have and be and do and experience everything that God has in store for you. And I want you to stop. Just stop sabotaging every good thing that happens to you because of your pride, because you've got to be right, because you want to get even, because you're jealous of some other great person in this industry. All of these people starting companies, I wish them well. I know how much hard work it is. I am like, oh my God, bless your heart. You're going to work your ass off. You have no idea what you're in for. But here's what I know. When God is at the center and the root and your creator, your source, every bit comes from that. God is not hate. God is all love. God does not judge. He does not blame. He does not shame. He forgives. And I want you guys to understand this. When you release it all and surrender it and you step into it, the next thing, it's the hardest thing. You've got to believe that you're worth it. Because I've also been in business with people that have those low vibrations and they sabotage every good thing that ever happens in their life. And I had to not be in business with people like that anymore. I can't have them at the table. The top leaders in our company, like, they know Barb is not going to put up with that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that because that lowers the vibration. It sabotages everything and it's toxic. It kills the blessings. It stops the abundance that's trying to come to you. And I'm telling you guys, when you are good at the root and you come from a place where you're all forgiving, the day I wrote a letter to my dad and forgave him, I was sitting with an attorney in 2006 and he said, I want to do business with you, but you scare me because you're so full of hate, anger, resentment, and judgment that nothing good can come your way. And I said, but you don't know what he did to me. And he goes, I don't care what he did to you. God forgives him. Why can't you? The minute you do, abundance can be yours. Until then, you're sabotaging all of your success. And I know this is hard, guys. I've done the work. I know it's hard, but here's what I want to tell you. Stop talking about people and pray for them. Stop worrying and surrender it. Stop working so hard and pray so hard. And when you do that, this year has been nothing short of a miracle. I didn't know most of the leaders that are on my team and the very people I thought would be on my team for life, they weren't. And it was hard and it was sad and it was hurtful, but I I just know if God allowed them to be here and leave, then God has a different plan for them. And I love them and I hope they're wildly successful. I don't hate anyone and I don't blame anyone because maybe at the time when they left me, I needed to grow and learn, be a better communicator, be more understanding, be more present, be more loving, be a better teacher. When you get better, your company will get better. When you get better, your health will get better. When you get better, your marriage will get better. When you get better, your kids will probably get better because people do what they see. They learn what they live. They don't do what you tell them to do. They mirror, they match. So your energy, you're going to match energy. When you become a better leader, you'll attract great leaders. When you become better at be the mom that has boundaries, right? Quit enabling, quit allowing people to drain the life out of you, suck the life out of you, make you tired and worried and resentful and mad and sad. Just surrender it, guys. And when you do, I'm telling you, the universe is going to line up. Things are going to match. God is going to bless your life. There is going to be this sudden shift that happens in your life where you're like, wow, he had the victory won all along. Why did I lose so much sleep? God had it all. The dot to dot makes sense. Now I see it. Aha, right? Guys, we're going to do amazing things. I'm getting ready to break ground and start a brand new movement, something I've always wanted to do as a philanthropy, just something that I know is going to change so many people's lives. I was talking to my daughter last week. I was like, Callie, what am I going to do with this? How am I going to do it? How it's going to happen is none of my business. I just know it's happening. And God is connecting all the dots. The company that we started, you guys, it's nothing short of a miracle. The lives that are changing. I can't wait to tell you what flavors in this cup. It's going to be amazing. And it's going to be gone the day it comes out. So it's going to be amazing for a minute. And then it's going to be not so amazing. It's just a one-time flavor drop. But I'm so excited about it because what happened for me in my life happened because of pain. It happened because of things I didn't want. And when I realized what I didn't want this time, I was smart enough to know the difference. And this time, even though there was grief, there was despair, there was devastation, there was so much hurt and sadness and pain, I literally said, Lord, I'm giving this all to you. I surrender it. Do with me what you want to do and make me be a vessel that gives so many people so much hope and so much life and dreams and goals and a vehicle and a mentor that can say to them, like, you can have and be and do anything you dream of, but stop sabotaging. Kelly's on here. Barbara, don't you tell. Stop sabotaging. And you know what? I have these same talks with my corporate team. There can't be someone on our corporate team with low vibration. You've got to raise the vibration. There can't be someone sitting at your family table with low vibration, sabotaging all the blessings that you could have for generational wealth, generational growth, generational legacy. But it starts at the root, and that's you. So when you get better, the whole world's going to get better, and God's depending on you to be the light. So I hope today has helped you. If you want the scale, just drop the word scale. I'll send it to you in Messenger. I'll take a screenshot of it. Grab the book, The Source of My Strength. Grab the book, Command the Morning for Business Owners. And I just started a new one, Unlocking Quantum Woman. Deep, deep, deep stuff. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I love you. If you got some great content here, please share it. I got to go get on my corporate Zoom and spill the tea. Have a good day, everybody. Love you all.